So, hot on the heels of the super bright Cinepia CX100 comes the new X60 RGB combo. So the usual caveat out of the way, I've been sent this for review by Zhiyun, so I haven't paid for it. What I'm going to be doing is an unboxing to show you what you get with the X60, then I'm going to take it out for a bit of a play, do some portraits, come back, show you the results, and then let you know what I think about this new cool little light. So what we're going to be doing is taking a shot with that behind, with no light at the moment. So let's just take a shot with the shadow looking really good. So let's fire it off the wall and get just enough light on her face bounced off the wall using the CX100. Keep walking, keep walking. Oh, that looks good. Oh, that looks good. I haven't seen what's in here. Now this is very new. It's all in Chinese, so I won't be able to read anything on the box to you. It's got a nice carry case. Got a charger, usual cables. Then we've got the dome. Then we've got the actual light here. With the CX100, you've got the attached handle. It doesn't come apart, so you use it as a handle all the time. Big difference I've noticed straight away with this is the light comes separate, so it's detachable from the battery. And just look how small that is. Okay, so I've never been a fan of doing long unboxings, so I thought I'd jump in now, cut to the chase, because that was going to go on for about another 20 minutes. So at the moment, you've just got the unit here, but the battery pack here, so you can see the difference in size. This weighs, I think, 325 grams, something like that. Let me just check. Okay, it's 313 grams, but all you do is put those together and you've got the unit ready to go. We just put this on, clicks into place, and that's in place. Then you've got the dome here, the diffuser dome that goes on top. But having that as a run and gun or on a tripod, mini tripod, whatever, we had it on the floor in the tunnel there, and it was just fantastic. And we only needed both of these on very low power. So this actually ran, they say in their specs that it will run for 50 minutes. I had it running for exactly 51 minutes. So I'm pleased when companies actually are truthful about how long things run for. You're listening DJI with your drones, and it took 2¼ hours to charge the battery here. Now what I'm going to say is that this is almost, it feels as powerful as the CX100, and I used this to actually help me shoot a 8-bedroom, 8-bathroom, £2.4 million house in Weymouth. And all I needed for that entire shoot, for all of those rooms, there was about 36 rooms in the house, swimming pool, saunas, cinema, everything. All I needed was a camera, tripod, and the CX100, because I was actually using that just to bounce above my head, just to add some fill light in the foreground so that I could match the light and get the rooms looking really good. And I think this would do a very similar job, because I didn't really have to have this on full power. I just held it above my head and I turned the power gauge until I found a setting that kind of just lit the foreground nicely, and I was good to go. And I think this would be just the same, if not better, because it's so much smaller. For property photography, you might find that this will come in very handy, okay? But you can also use it great, as you saw there, for portraits out and about. It was incredibly dark there, so we just lit that tunnel. I had my daughter walking towards me, and when we actually used the CX100 to bounce off the wall to get that extra light, you can see in this photo that it looked really, really good. And I had this on what's called it's not a pulse, it'll just cycle through all of the different colors, and you can actually set that custom to go as fast or as slow as you like, and the different power output you can have, and also you can change what color range you want in there. Let me just run through the specs again. So you've got full color 60 watt output, you've got a color range of 2700 Kelvin to 6500 Kelvin, and you've got 2010 lux, 2010 lux, 313 grams. You can fit the mini softbox reflector, diffusion dome, and the Bowens mount adapter, so you can actually have this onto your much larger Bowens mounts. Now within this, whereas the CX100 is purely just a CCT light, so you've just got the color temperatures with the brightness range, you've just got those two controls. With this one, you've actually got the same as the CX100, but you've also got 10 different light effects and 6 RGB light effects, and you've got a music mode as well. So when music mode's on, it will just fire all through the colors, looking like a bit of a disco, so it looks really good. But you've also got the 6 RGB light effects. You can see here, I was actually outside and just playing about with the red light to show an ambulance going past the window as my daughter looked out. I also had it on a white light and had it as though a car was going past, so you could see it shine across her face as it goes, but you're able to pull good stills from that. So whether it's video or photography, this is so versatile and so creative. You can just take it anywhere, switch it on really quickly, pull it out of your pocket and get creative as you like. But then you've got the 10 different light effects. You've got things like lightning. I had a bit of fun. I just showed the TV effect. So if you're doing a short movie and you need that TV effect, then that light works pretty well, as you can see on the screen. So to turn it on, this button on the top here, by the way, on the battery, that will just show you, if you click it in, it will show you how much battery power you've got left. And then to turn the unit on, you just press once, press again, and then the unit comes on. And on the back here, you've actually got a menu, and it just says rotate to turn on. So I rotate to turn on, and then the menu comes up. And the first menu is actually the CCT. So you can actually cycle. So with the left button, if you push it, it'll go to 50% or 100%. Then it'll cycle through all of the actual things you've got in there. So if I go back to the beginning, so the first menu is English. So that'll just tell me that I'm on English and you've got these other bits there, but all you do then is click to actually fire the thing up. And the right hand button, once we're on CCT, if I click it once, it'll go to 50% power. If I click it again, it'll go to 100% power, and then click it again, it goes back to turning itself off. But if I clicked again, went to 50, I can then adjust it by turning that button. So it's really, again, very versatile. Click it again to go to 50, 100, back to 0. Okay, and then all you need to do then is change the color. With this one, I can change the color temperature. So if I put it back to 50, then this one on the left changes the color temperature. Okay, so let's take that back to 100 and back out. And then if I want to go to the next kind of setting from CCT, I click it again and it goes to HSI. So you've got all of the HSI settings there from the dimness, and again I can go to, if I put it up to there, I can go to 0%, 50, 100 again. Let's go back to 0. Then you've got the hue settings, put it on 1%. Then you go down to the hue settings, so you can change those. Again, click it again, it will go to 120, 240 and 360. So if I put the saturation up to 100%, then I go back up to hue. I can cycle through from 120 degrees, then 240, which is blue, then 360, which is red. But once again, I can just cycle through those and change them indefinitely to anything between 0 and 360. Okay, so that's really good. The next one, if we flick through, we click that again, we go through to the effects. So you can see there, you've got hue flash, hue pulse, which is nice. Then you've got the hue loop. That's what I was using in the tunnel. So you can set this to go through all of the colors or just a couple of colors that you like, but it will loop through all of those. That's a bit bright at the moment. Let's go back. So let's just change that down to 50. And you can change the speed of the loop and everything like that. So for me on that portrait shoot, that was actually quite a nice one to have because it meant the colors were constantly changing. I was getting different results all the way through, but obviously you can change that and have it fixed on any color you like. So let's come out of there. Next we've got firework, then you've got disco, then you've got the police car, then you've got CCT loop, CCT pulse, CCT flash, lightning, which kind of works, it just kind of flashes, it's not brilliant. Then you've got the TV, which is cool, and then a bad bulb. So again, if you're on a film set, something like that, you've got things to play with. Then you've got the candle, so you can actually dim that down, set the speed of the candle, and then you can bring the temperature right down to match like a color, and then you can just have that as though someone's sitting in candlelight. Paparazzi, and then SOS. So just quickly, I'll jump in here and say that if you use the code that's on screen now, which is ZY10ZH36, you can get a 10% site-wide discount off any of their products. So if you're interested in this, you can get 10% off for a limited time. I'll leave a link on the screen now to their website, and all the details are below in the description. So you can use any of those links, go through to their site, go through to Amazon, and you can buy one of these or the CX100 or any Zhiyun product with a 10% discount for a limited time. Okay, so just to finish off, a couple more points I want to run through. First of all, you can power the unit 3 ways. You can either use the battery pack on the side here, or you can have a PD cable underneath, PD power, which is USB-C underneath there, or you can use the supplied DC cable. CX100 didn't come with one. This happily comes with a DC cable, and it's a very long cable, so I was really impressed. So you can power it that way as well. When it comes to charging the unit, you have to take the battery off and charge it via the USB-C PD fast charging cable. Like I said, it takes about 2¼ hours. So that's the way of charging this and actually powering the unit itself. So it's very versatile. Secondly, you get an app, and it's called the ZY Vega App for this, whereas the CX100 doesn't have an app. This does have an app, so let's just get it fired up. And once you're in there, so I'm recording the screen at the moment, you just click the unit you've got here. So you can actually have multiple units with this, so it's really good. You can have 5, 6, 7, 8 of them in here, operated all from the app, and you just turn the app on. But the only limitation with this is you can only control all of the CCT functions. You can't do any of the creative or RGB settings at the moment. I hope they're going to actually do an update to this to allow you to do that. But there's loads of different things on here. You can go from all presets: daytime, tungsten lamp, modeling lamp, dysprosium lamp, fluorescent, sunlight, xenon. Then down below you've got different gel settings, tungsten lamp and dysprosium lamps. One of my favorites, you can change any color you want. So on the app itself, you can change any color. So if you've got a client with a particular color scheme for their branding, you can find out the exact branding from the HSI colors or RGB colors, put them into here, then you go to preset, save it, put the name of the company in there, and you've got it good to go next time you go back. So I thought that was a really good part of the app. But you can also manually change any color throughout the whole spectrum via the app, and it's pretty good. One of my favorites is the picker. So once you've got the picker activated, you've got a tiny dot in the middle. You can go over any color. So let's say I want the Zhiyun orange from the button here. I put it over the button, click pick, and then it's got that color of that temperature straight into there. And again, I can save that as well. Okay, so it's really good. I think the app's pretty good, but like I say, I just hope they update it later on to actually get the creative features into it as well. So that's it. I think this is really good. The price of this one, like I said, there's a discount at the moment of 10% if you go use the code I showed you earlier. So you've actually got this for £329, $329, and it's 389 euros. Okay, there is a non-RGB version of this, which will be slightly cheaper. So I'd recommend going through to their site, because if all you need is the CCT colors, then it's worth going through and checking that one out. But overall, this is a fantastic light. Whether you think it's worth that money or not, I don't know. But I think it's a brilliant, brilliant light. And if you are doing lots of outdoor studio work where you need that portability and creativity, I think it's a great thumbs up from me.